Okay, so I'm going to do a quick video on graphite transfers on different types of uh, printing blocks. So this is for like relief printing, and I'm just going to do a real simple video, and these are just the different blocks that I have and that I've tried, and a real simple design. The first type of block that I have is like a student grade introduction to lino cut, and this is called soft cut with a K. Very, very soft. And I'm just going to talk about how transfers work. And for this one, the transfer works really, really well. You get all the details. It's a nice dark image, and erases pretty well in case your image transfer doesn't come out exactly how you wanted it. Okay. And then you can also, a lot of times, clean it up even more with like a baby wipe, something like that. And I'm not going to take all the time that I need to completely get this gone, but you can get the image pretty much out of there. And this you can buy in the United States very easily. I got this one actually on Walmart.com for really pretty cheap for a very big chunk of it that you can break down into smaller blocks. Also, another US product, this is called Speedy Carve by Speedball. It takes graphite transfers very well. Okay, and again, I'll just show you this here real quick. And with graphite transfers on these, the nice thing is when you're doing printmaking or you're making stamps or anything like that, you need the image on the stamp to be in reverse. So whatever your drawing is, you don't have to do anything to it besides just do the transfer. So you don't need to transfer it on here backwards. You just transfer it exactly as is, because if you want it to print like this, it needs to be backwards on your plate. And the reason, you probably also noticed too that I'm using, this is tracing paper. I use tracing paper for my drawings when I'm doing transfers because for whatever reason the tracing paper transfers the graphite better than like a printer paper or a drawing paper. And I think it's because the surface quality is a little bit slicker. There's not as like really much tooth in the paper, so I think it sits just on top of there a little bit better, so it transfers easier. So anyway, I'll put this on here. You can use something like a spoon or the back of a Sharpie or something like this, but I usually just use, for these small things, just the back of my fingernail like this. And if you don't like how that feels, it's whatever, it doesn't matter. You can use whatever works. I could do this too. That's fine. The main thing is making sure that your paper doesn't move. Okay. So, image transfer quality is okay. Not as good as the Speedy Carve, but other qualities about this block I like a lot more. Or not Speedy Carve. This is soft cut. This is Speedy Carve. Okay. This block is really good. I prefer this block for most things that I'm doing. Okay, and image transfers really work pretty well. You can erase it too and pretty much get rid of the image altogether if you work at it a little bit. This is a Chinese block that I just got. I don't know anything about it. I don't know the name. It said it was a sandwich rubber stamp carving block. And the sandwich blocks that I've seen have two colors usually that sandwich together, which makes more sense instead of just one. And in the picture it showed blue on both sides. But anyway, this one I think does the worst job of image transfers from what I've noticed. Okay, so I'll just show you real quick here. And this is just real simple, dinky little design, so you kind of get the idea of just how it works. Okay, and again, you just make sure that your paper doesn't move. Just kind of rub that design onto your block like that. And the thing about this is it just transfers really fuzzy. You can erase it and get almost the entire image off. I've done that already. But it just comes out fuzzy, and I don't know why. It's just a different type of material, I guess. I did try transferring on the back side, and it was pretty much the same result, so I'll just show you real quick. This here real fast, and I don't know why this one turns out fuzzy, but you just don't get a really dark transfer, where typically speaking you get a much better transfer on the Speedy Carve. Okay, and the soft cut, actually the cheapest block that I have, gives you the best transfer. That doesn't mean it's necessarily the best block, but it does give you a really good transfer. So this one I just got today. I haven't carved with it, so I don't know anything about that yet. But this is a true sandwich block, printing block. I really like that color too. That lime green is really cool. So anyway, I'll give this a shot here and we'll see what it does. Okay. And I'm always experimenting with different transfer techniques to try and make my life a little bit easier with carving. Oh, that looks really nice. You get your details really well, and it's nice and dark too, so that's good. And then this one is just a Chinese block as well. It came in this packaging. And then this one, this green one, also, like I said, it came in today. This is the packaging that it came in. June 6th. I don't know. Anyway, let's try to transfer here. You can do transfers several different ways. I've used lots of different products for transferring. If you have a laser printer, that's probably the easiest way. I don't have one at home. I do have one at work, but not at home. Laser printer, you can print out your drawing, or if you're using another image, you could print out the image, and then all you have to do is use acetone like this, and you don't need very much. You just put it on a cotton ball and just swipe it right across, and just a little bit of pressure, and that's it. You don't need a lot of it, and it transfers the image really well and super easy and fast. This is the white block. Okay, nice soft block, so it takes a really good transfer. Other ways that you can transfer besides this and the acetone way with the laser printer, if you have an inkjet printer, that's what I have. You can use just regular Elmer's glue, or you can use like a matte medium or like Mod Podge or something like that, and you put your image face down. And usually what I'll do is I'll put a little bit of that glue on the surface, then put the image face down, and then I put glue on top of it, so it really gets it wet. You let it dry completely, and then you take like a spray bottle or something with water, spray it on top, and if you rub it, the paper will come off, but the image will stay on your block. And you have to rub it kind of lightly and kind of experiment with the pressure that you use, because you can take that image off too, and I'll show you that in another video. But anyway, this is how the different blocks compare with image transfers, and I'll show you here. I'll put it on this one too real quick on the soft cut as well. Okay, I'll just do it right here. This one takes graphite transfers just so well. And I didn't have hardly any graphite on there, and it worked really well. So anyway, again, strictly about the transfer, not how they carve, not the different price points or anything like that, but just the image transfer. I'll talk about carving qualities, and I'll show other image transfer techniques in another video. Hope this helps somebody. Have a good night.